Sonic Superstars is releasing in just over a week, and this is a make-or-break moment for Sega and the entire Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Expectations vary greatly as to whether this game will be another failure like Sonic 4 or a successful sequel to Sonic Mania that we have always wanted. Sonic Superstars uses classic level design and gameplay, but with 12 brand new levels in a 2.5D design, so the question remains, does Sonic Superstars have high quality content, and will this game be worth it? And if you love Sonic, subscribe right now. So what contributes to the success or failure of Sonic Superstars, you might ask? One answer might be how many copies it will sell, but that is only one of many factors including price, level design, momentum, physics, replayability, and more. First big concern I have for Sonic Superstars, and I'm sure many of you do as well, is the game really worth $60? I am very worried that Sonic Superstars will not reach the quality or content that justifies the $60 price tag. More than just that, it needs a lot of replayability, because if you only play the game one time and never touch it again, it's not worth the price you paid for it, and you want a game that can still be relevant to you and play in 5 or 10 years. Just look at Sonic Frontiers, which has a base price which is also $60, and Sonic Frontiers is fun to play the first or second time through, and the 3 DLCs do add more to the game, but it does have very little replayability unless you completely restart the game. We need Sonic Superstars to be more like Sonic Generations, where you can freely play any of the 9 levels or boss battles unlimited times, along with the ranking system, which makes Sonic Generations very replayable and worth its price tag. A 2D game being priced the same as a 3D game concerns me, so I just hope that Sonic Superstars has a lot high quality content and is worth the price tag. Next thing that Sonic Superstars needs to do right in order to be successful is all about the automation. Obviously, Sonic fans have to question this because Sonic Frontiers had many parts that were automated and it would randomly return control to the player when they weren't expecting it. I'm hoping that Sonic Superstars will be more like Sonic Mania, where there is just the right amount of automation to keep the momentum going, but it is mostly on you to make the right moves on the controller so you feel that you are in full control of the game. In this example, Sonic seems to be moving up and down a bit, and it is not a straight path, so it does not look automated, so it seems as though the player is controlling that part. One of the newest features of Sonic Superstars is the Emerald powers, and I feel that these give Sonic a sort of mini chaos control similar to what Shadow the Hedgehog uses. I just hope that this feature works well enough, because if it acts like Sonic Lost World or Sonic Forces Wisps, that could bring back bad memories of those games. It needs to be a helpful feature that is actually fun to use and feels like Sonic's real powers are accurately being portrayed. More than just a gameplay feature, this adds a lot of new potential Sonic lore that could make the story more confusing. Like, for example, why has this power never been used before? Sonic Mania is one of the most well-known and respected Sonic games. For Sonic Superstars to become one of the best 2D Sonic games, it needs to have a level design and basic game mechanics that are the same or very similar to Sonic Mania in order to be successful. It needs similar difficulty to Sonic Mania's levels and boss battles. Sonic Team moved away from Kristen Whitehead's retro engine in order to recreate classic Sonic's physics in a whole new engine. If you are trying to make a classic Sonic game, the physics are absolutely critical. Movement and momentum must be influenced by terrain, and Sonic's physics need to be predictable. If the physics are like Sonic 4 or Sonic Forces, there's going to be a problem. It needs to be physics as close to Sonic Mania as possible. I'm also curious as if Sonic Superstars will have auto-scroller levels such as Sonic Forces Iron Fortress, which can be a challenge but also very fun. Another important aspect to consider is how long it takes to beat the game. If it takes 2 hours like Sonic Forces or 10 plus hours like Sonic Frontiers, that can be a problem. It should be similar to Sonic Mania and perhaps around 4 to 6 hours. However, level design is more important, and if it has really fun replayable levels, then it's okay for it to be a short game or a very long game as long as you're having fun while playing Sonic Superstars. Sonic Superstars is very special because it has 4 playable characters, and this could be a key to the success of the game, that each character's skill set is maximized. And Sonic has his speed, Tails can fly, Knuckles can punch, and Amy has her hammer, so I just hope that all the levels are designed for their skill set. The same goes with the metal customizable characters in the battle mode, along with the Lego and Rabbit characters. Speaking of which, the multiplayer battle mode includes options for online play where you can play with up to 8 players in an online match, so I'm curious as to how this will work out, and if it's like Team Sonic Racing, it might fall apart quickly, but if it's structured more like the Sonic Forces mobile game, it will be a lot of fun and a success. And lastly, the soundtrack can often make or break the playing experience, and Jun Saonoon is the sound director and core composer for Sonic Superstars. I am a bit worried with his work in Sonic 4 and Sonic Origins, but the 2 pieces of OST we've received so far do sound really encouraging. As for the number of copies sold, I expect Sonic Superstars to exceed 1 million copies. For comparison, Sonic Frontiers sold 3.5 million copies. Sonic Mania sold over 1 million copies, however Sonic Forces sold more than Sonic Mania because 3D games always do sell more than 2D games, despite how good or bad they are. In conclusion, if Sonic Superstars is a masterpiece, then it's worth it in every respect. If they lean on Sonic 4 or Sonic Forces, the game could be a disaster. They need to take as much influence as possible from early Sonic games of the 1990s as well as Sonic Mania in order to be successful. From what I've seen so far with Sonic Superstars, it looks very promising, but we will only know for certain when we have the actual game in our hands. Regardless of the outcome, Sonic Superstars looks really fun and I can't wait to play the game. That's gonna do it for this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and remember, you gotta go fast!